Hello YouTube, welcome back to another Highway Blossom video, and so fucking bummed out, and also like really pissed, cause anime, yeah, fucking anime got me pissed and shit. Father's a cunt. Okay, let's just start. A brisk wind curls around me as I step out into a patch of dirt that can barely be called a parking spot in a place that can barely be called a campground. Misty currents have settled over the nearby hills and mountains and specks of leftover morning dew, occasionally dripping on me from above. Bending down, I drop my back. I pull on my tongue of my sorta new hiking boots, a little big, but they'll work. Considering these came from the stash of supplies we brought from Mariah, New Mexico, her feet must be freaking huge. Marina standing behind me, frowning at her own Velcro-strapped boots. Sheesh, never mind about Mariah. The joke is awful, and I know it's still. Marina plays along, sticking her tongue out in a half-playful manner before she forces a smile the whole time she doesn't make eye contact. So much for lightening the mood. Last night's sudden tension is still present, even though we try to ignore it or pretend it isn't there. We both know. We both can't look at each other directly, and our conversation feels awkward and stilted. But we pretend everything's normal as we try to put our best performances and reenact our usual routine. Oh, that sucks. Okay, I can feel the gulf between us. It's like yet another canyon, except I don't know how to cross this one. Now it's her turn to try and lighten the mood. I hate how we're both too afraid to just address the issue, but I'm just as guilty as she is. I sigh and play along as best as I can. That's what Gramps told me anyway. This hike was one of his favorites. Said the view is so lush and there's so many trees and plants that he discovered several new shades of green up there. It's one of the spots that he was looking forward to visiting with me. I glance back into the mountains. The mist doesn't look like it'll clear up anytime soon. In fact, it seems to shallowing up more of the landscape. It's got Marina's attention. She stares up as she's picking out specific details in the fog, like she's distracted. I let the gaze rove over her again, guilty, like I'm sneaking glances, but I don't care. Admiring the sweep of her shoulders down in the collarbone, the rest of the curves her body. I let myself examine her like I did when we first met, but I've been consciously abstraining from looking her over, like it doesn't matter if she catches me anymore. She doesn't, though. I may as well be invisible to her right now while she studies the mountaintops, and I want her to pay attention to me. She's wearing her usual boutique brand clothes. Their cute frillness is just as perfect as ever for Marina, but but they slash with the chuckleness of her ugly brown boots. She gasps, almost offended by the decision that she wears anything she won't, anything that she wear anything else. No. Yeah, fair. She gives me a big, honest smile, tipping her head to the hills. It's the first real smile I've seen from her all day. I melt, letting her skewed reasoning fall to this wayside just this once. Warm fuzzies and a goofy grin taking over my door mood just for a moment. Slinging the backpack over my shoulder, we head for the shuttle that leads to the trail. Logs and the stone fire pit adorn the side of each lot that we pass. Maybe we get back, we'll go to the camp store and pick up some supplies to roast marshmallows. I think she'd like that. Nice. The scenery is nice. Oh. Marina's heavy breathing guides me as we slug our way uphill. The previous light mist had now morphed into a thick and dreary fog. Fog. Fuck. Okay. I cling to the chain railing as I stumble my way up the trail of rocks. It's only protection from the sheer drop off beside us. All it would take is one slip to make a noose dive in the valley below, and I wouldn't even see it coming. Turns out the fluffy, enticing name Angel's Landing doesn't come with a relaxing stroll marina. I was hoping. This feels more like a ghastly death march. My sweat-drenched legs feel like pudding under the anchor that is measly 5-pound backpack. No one else on the shuttle even bothered to attempt to hike along with us. I attempt to form words between pained breath, feeling like a rock is being smashed in my lungs with each step. Who's Jack? Haha! I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. She sounds like she's doing about as well as me, echoing the same lung-puncturing gasps. We stop clapping against our knees as we try to catch our breath. Every couple words are punctured by her gasping for breath. Her voice is whimper, fragile, and meek. I fold. Marina has a way of making me shut when she wants to, whether she knows it or not. Today, it doesn't make a difference. I'm not going to be the one who makes these things worse. She's wrong about one thing, though. I wasn't the one who wanted to take a hike up here. Gramps was. It gets easier after our break. The trail begins to plateau. And the steam even fading behind us until the return ground. Marina darts ahead, disappearing into the fog as she looked at a mythical view that the brochure and I have preached her and Gramps to me. But if my suspicions are right, this weather and view are going to be very compatible. Following behind, I step out of the cloudy murk into the area that offer only slightly more visibility. Ooh, it's a nice view. Well, yeah. Marina stands still on the center of the cliff, her hands clutched into her heart. What should have been bird's eye view of Zion is nothing but a sea of fog, but it's still nice. The lush greenery full of valleys are invisible, only a few overgrown bushes, some rocky points peek out above the clouds. I was expecting it, but the sight itself really is numbing. The hollowness in my stomach, the one I've gotten so used to feeling, rears its head once again, but only testifies by Marina's silence, any expression shorter by her bangs as she tilts her head down. Gently she shakes her head. But I don't know what to say. I'm disappointed too. There were a lot of places Gramps always talked about visiting. After we settled down and kicked back for a few hours. A few years, not hours. After I finish repairing the RV. After I get better. This place came up more than the others, though. Not just Zion, but the landing kept saying we were going to hike up there, having a picnic and maybe watch the sun come up. A slight smile comes to my face as I think about him trying to make that hike. I'd have to see the geezer try. While I'm not big enough to sap to try and make all of my Gramps plans happen now, it would have been nice to see the view. With Gramps, Marina, and everything that happened over the past month, it just seems fitting to make a trip. Angel's Landing. I glance back to Marina, the hand in her clutch chest now stretched outwards, grasping at the empty air. A slight breeze blows through, ruffling her hair. She looks beautiful. She looks angelic. I didn't go to church much as a kid, but she looks like someone she looked like someone I see on a stained glass window right next to the Rendition of Calvary or Skull Hill. It's frustrating to have come this far for nothing. But is it because of the fog, because of Gramps, or because of Marina? My teeth grinding against each other under what feels like an unimaginable weight. I turn around and begin down the slope. There's nothing else worth seeing up here. Miranda doesn't follow, no spirited footstep trailing behind me, no speeding bullet blazing ahead. It comes out with one bite that I intended, but I don't care. I just want to get out of here now. Marina is hesitant to answer, but eventually manages to spit it out, sounding more like a question than an actual statement. Annoyed, I turned back to her for an explanation, only to be greeted by a pleading look instead. I don't know what it is. I respond with a blank stare. It's like she's not even talking to me. I start back down the hill, not bothering to wait for Marina this time. Oh, so much for not making things worse. Oh, this was a sad trip. Oh, that's a nice stars. Wow. Oh wow. Oh, this is like one of the most famous pictures. It's nice though. I nudge the fire with the stick. It doesn't do any good, as the logs just tumble on the top of each other, smothering the already pitiful flame. For a moment, our lot is only lit by a few remaining embers of pit. Sighing, I grab the bottle of lighter fluid and squirt it out into the ashes. An article flame roars in the distance. It roars, then penetrates the side of the pathetic candle flicker just as quickly. I plunge the stick back into the fire. The scraped cinders from the glowing wood. Eventually, a flame catches onto the charred log and grows until the pit is blazing once again. The joy is exclusive to me, however, as Marina stays silent, staring into the fire. She bounces back to life. She catches herself and switches back to broadness. Wow. I roll my eyes, but I can't keep smiling on the inside. No matter how many times she tried, she's still the same Marie she's always been. I grab a marshmallow and stick on the end of the bent coat hanger before handing it to her. Without another word, she pops it onto the fire. Meanwhile, my eyes drawn to the neglected bag of hot dogs lying behind the chocolate and graham crackers, and unopened and ignored. I bought them because I thought Marina would be like the variety, but I should have known that she would go after the marshmallows. She's been devouring them. She opened the bag when we left the store, and it's half empty by the time we got back to the campsite. She clung to the bag like a security blanket. The whole way it was a miracle there are even any left. Shrugging, I take one of the hot dogs out of the bag and impale it on a coat hanger, then put it on the fire next to Marina's. Even when we're this close to each other, she's still an air of tension, the one that pervaded since we left Arches. Neither of us have addressed it, but inevitably of the treasure, the thick uneasiness that hangs over us, it's surpassed, but it's definitely there. It's gotten better since we left Angel's Landing. The snacks were a peace offering of sorts, I guess, although I was pleasantly surprised that she sat close to me, even with the 3 logs around the fire pit. I fix my gaze on the flames. The dog is slimy, oozing with the condensation that drips and sizzling in the ashes. Marina's coat hanger whooshes over me like a Spagsy comet, the marshmallow now smoldering ball of inferno. She panics, squirming as her precious marshmallow burns before her very eyes. Finally, she passes me the wire, biting her nails as I try to blow it out. Soon the fire clears the smoke, one white fluffy, now black and charred. Preparing the s'more, I break apart the chocolate and crackers and squish the marshmallow between them. Good one. She gives a nervous laugh. Marina stares at the s'more, gulps. And she's gonna like it. Closing her eyes, she opens her mouth wide open. This time, it's my turn to gulp. I shuffle back, subtly trying to avoid eye contact. Once again, failing, I pop the s'more into her mouth and let out a restful sigh. Like the bubblegum, she mushes onto the corner of her mouth, intently trying to distinct the flavor in her own cute way. Her eyes grow wide in shock. It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, like everything in life. Gobsmacked, dumbfounded. They're both stupid. Fancy word, but I think they work when trying to figure out this thing sitting beside me. Wow. Haha, good one, Amber. Her face puffs out and I have to resist the urge to poke and deflate it. If I don't quit, she might actually start pouting. I am tempted to squeeze out one more joke, but I decided against it as I try to hold back the snicker under my breath. She crosses her arms, turning away. She closes both eyes to block me out. Then, with a grin and one eye open, we both burst out laughing. Since the hike and the fog had climbed down the hill enveloping the campground, even here is it carved out a small pocket. The breezy chill surrounding us as we take warm glow of the fire. It feels nice. She settles down a bit, placing her hands onto her lap, teetering side to side as she looks in the sky, even though there's nothing to look at but mist. That's true. And that's what I thought. If her family's as big as she said, it can't, like, she could just packed up and travel with me and Gramps. That's huge. She laughs guiltily. Oh, oh! You tell us now. Oh wait, we never been in it, so it's fine. Only, yeah. That's true. But Amber hasn't done anything in there, so you can't call it a love palace yet. Yet, like I said. Yeah. I'm sorry for the ear rape. I just have to, cause why not? Oh. Marina does a double take and I realize I'd given too much away. Marina blinks, then smiles, crisis averted. Nice. She pauses for a moment. She beams, wearing the title of weird like a badge of honor. She talks for a long time, chattering and laughing about her family, the smile never leaving her face. I almost get lost in it. I almost want to. For the precious minutes that she speaks, I forget the tension that shadowed us since arches, and could believe it was never there. I love that about Marina. Even when we're wet with rain or
humoring truck drivers, or racing a lunatic down the highway, she never hesitates to smile. For her, it wasn't poised on the brim, waiting to shine through. I could listen all night, but the trail's off only a short time. The lot the lot falls silent, save for the crackling flames. I brace myself for what I know is coming. It's a good time to ask it, but I just yeah, it just yeah, let's just continue. I stare into the flame. It pops, casting up delicate embers that fall and vanish into the dirt. Oh, that sucks. In Ohio with Jake Paul. I'm sorry. I stifle a laugh. I choke down a growing lump in my throat. My voice lowers to a whisper and raspy and dry. Something slumping against my shoulder. Glancing down, I discover Marina's head resting against me. It's kind of sad. She looks up at me. We sit in silence for a little while, or maybe it's a long time. I can't tell. It's a nice silence, though. A comfortable one. Finally. That's where we're gonna end it. It's kind of a sad episode, but it was good. Sad, though. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, don't leave a dislike. It doesn't help anyone. And, yeah. Have a good day, big gay.